Hey everyone, this is Mr. Kadja or Mr. C. I just want to take this opportunity to tell you how super excited I am to be a Leonard Longhorn and have the opportunity to teach you some social studies this year. If you haven't had the opportunity to look at the Meet the Teacher information, please go back and take a look at that. There's some things in there about me and a few things about some of the things that coming up this year, some of the new tools like Canvas. Canvas is going to be the online tool that the district is using, not just for e-learning, but for communicating and for grades. I know that is replacing EDSB this year. So please make yourself familiar with some of that information on my Meet the Teacher stuff. You'll also get the links to my professional social media footprint on Instagram and Twitter, which both include school-based stuff and educational stuff that we do in class and that relate to the things that we do. I also want to take this time to talk a little bit about the beginning of the school year. We don't know what that's really going to look like, right? We really don't know. We know that we're dealing with something brand new, a challenge that we don't normally start with, and that is this coronavirus. Every year has its challenges, some at the beginning, some as we go along. But this year, it's right at the start, so much so that we've actually pushed school back 2 weeks to start. And that's a big deal. That's really a big deal. So we really don't know how this school year is really going to look, whether we're going to start face-to-face, whether we're going to start e-learning while some's going to be face-to-face and some people are going to be e-learning. We really just don't know. But one thing we do know is that this coronavirus has affected all of us. And I don't mean we've all been infected by it, but in some way, shape, or form, it has changed what we do and changed the way we think. Okay, whether or not it has impacted us personally by a loved one or close friend who have contracted the illness, or whether we've had to change the way we do our day-to-day, the way we work, the way we live, the way we interact in public. Okay, we all are, hopefully wearing our masks and taking those precautions with hand sanitizer and so on to make sure that we're as safe as possible. We also don't want to bring it home to others. And so everyone is dealing with this in a very different way. We have to keep that in mind as we interact with each other, right? So we have to be compassionate and kind to other people, even when other people seem like they're not, but we don't know what they're dealing with. They might be dealing with anxiety or nerves or frustration over the situation. And we just have to be really patient with them. We have to be patient with ourselves too. We have to give ourselves a chance to be kind to ourselves and to be kind to others. All right, so we take a lot of time to just sit back and breathe and realize that we are all in this together. Because when the school year gets going, and whether we're in person and whether we're digital, we're going to have to learn. We're going to have to make progress. We're going to have to grow. And that growing is going to be measured, of course, as you know, in testing. There's no indication that those testing requirements are going to go away this year like they did last year. But also we have to grow as people, right? Yes, of course we're at school and we're supposed to learn our reading, our writing, our social studies, our science, our math, and so on. But we're also going to have to learn how to interact with each other. We're going to have to learn how to be members of a community. And that's what we're here for. And that's one of the important things about public school is that we're here to learn how to interact with people we wouldn't normally get the opportunity to interact with, people who are like us, people who are different from us. And we have to try and make that experience come through, even if it's in an e-learning environment, right? So we have our challenges this year, but we are going to grow through these challenges and we're going to be better because of them. All right, so let's just keep that in mind as we move forward this year. And I'm really looking forward to a great year and a great start with these new challenges. I look at these challenges as not an obstacle, but something to help us step up and grow. So we'll be studying in here US history. Okay, this is a continuation of the US history you had in middle school. The state expects that you have remembered everything about US history since middle school. I do not have that expectation. Okay, I'm going to review some stuff at the beginning. I'm going to build on that, and we're going to start where the curriculum starts for us. And that's like right before or during the Civil War. We're going to get everything up until today. Now, what we need to remember is what U.S. history is all about. okay? And I can't sum it up any better than history of the United States has been a history of struggle. Okay, when you go even all the way back to the Pilgrims, okay, it has been one challenge and struggle after another, and how people here in the United States worked to overcome those struggles, or perhaps continue working to try and overcome those struggles. They're struggles because it's not something easy to do, not something easy to overcome. And that's what we're learning about. We're learning about how can we build on some of the successes from the past, and how can we avoid some of the failures of the past in order to be better today. We could easily take a look at current events and see that we have continuation of struggle. We have Black Lives Matter is in the forefront. Okay, we can see that that is a continuation of policies that began right after the Civil War. Okay, and so we continue to deal with struggle. We continue to grow from that struggle. Okay, I have hope that things will always continue to get better. Will it get better as quickly as we would like it? Unfortunately, no. But if I look at things today and I look at them 50, 100, 200 years ago, there is signs and there is evidence of growth and change. So we should be encouraged by that. Unfortunately, we also should be disappointed that we haven't realized and overcome those challenges yet. As far as a course is concerned, we're going to need some few basic supplies in here. The supply list is really, really basic, really, really simple. A binder, a loosely finder. Please have it be, if it's just for this class, about 1.5 inches. But if you would like to share a binder with another class, that's fine. Make sure it has one set section for social studies, because we'll keep that in order. I like to do an interactive notebook. While some teachers do it in a spiral version, I prefer it in a binder so that we can put things in, and if we need to move things, we can move things around. Once it's glued into a spiral notebook, it's stuck there, okay? And that just doesn't work for me. I make mistakes, I have to move things around, and I don't want you to be stuck with my mistakes, okay? Other supplies, pencil, pen, highlighter. That's it, all right? Anything else that you need, okay, as far as things to go in your notebook, I'll provide for you. Things that we do in class that are groups or posters or other things like that, I'll provide for you. All right, so we've got those things here, okay? And that's really pretty simple, pretty basic. Also, things we should know. This course is an EOC course, which means you will take a state test at the end of the year, right? And it's going to build on everything we've done all year long. They have tried to make it more in the style of the FSA, which means it's going to be less specific recall of facts and more applying those facts to some visuals, to some reading, to some graphics, to some diagrams and charts and such, and answering multiple choice questions from that. So we're going to be doing a lot of practice on those style of questions, which will also help you practice for that FSA, which unfortunately, because we were not in school in the fourth quarter, you're going to have to take that 10th grade FSA this year, okay? The state needs for you to have that. That is part of accountability for teachers, accountability for schools, and they're going to want you to take that, and I'm going to want you to succeed, right? So we're going to prepare you not just for the EOC, not just for the tests or quizzes that I'm giving in here, okay, or the common assessments that the social studies department will be giving for US history, but I'm also going to prepare you for that FSA state test so that you can get that under your belt, because it is also a graduation requirement, right? So some of the things we'll be doing in here, of course, will be the basic things, like there'll be classwork, there'll be reading, okay, there'll be some homework, there'll be tests, there'll be quizzes. We will do primary sources, we'll do secondary sources, we'll look at graphs, we'll look at political cartoons, okay? So we'll run the whole gamut of the different types of sources, not just because it's something teachers like to do, but because you're going to have a variety of sources on that EOC and on that FSA, and I want to make sure you're ready as best as you can, and I know that we're going to be successful on that FSA and on that EOC. Okay, so I am really looking forward to teaching social studies with you this year and seeing us all grow. Okay, Have a great last week or two before school starts. Okay. We're going to have that right now. We're going to have that 1 week of e-learning for sure. And then we're going to follow that up with hybrid models. Some of you will come and see me in person. You'll be sitting right here in this room that I'm still trying to set up. And some of you will see me through this screen the same way we're doing it right now. Okay. But either way, I'm going to build you for success, and I'm going to see and expect great things from all of us, myself included. Rest up, and I'm really excited to see you all.